gang, and welcome to another episode. I know you missed us.
It's been a long few weeks.
Of your favorite podcast, the best podcast, probably the best mediocre podcast.
There was an award.
There's an award.
Yeah,
we would win it.
Yeah, by a landslide.
I mean, I don't know. With your hosts, myself, Jackie.
And Sana.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. You know, it's been about a few weeks since we've been in the studios. I know we released one episode, but we actually have not been here in a minute. Caesar forgot how we looked. I forgot how to put on the headset.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do this anymore. Yeah, I feel like a rookie.
Yeah, it feels like the first time. Anyway, yeah, no, it really
fun fact,
does.
The first time me and Jackie ever did this, we did get drunk before we
did. That's right.
Before we came on. So our first episode, we were quite buzzed. I don't think we've ever disclosed that.
No, yeah, we were pretty buzzed. So that would actually be a fun thing to do, is go back to listen to our first episode.
And now hear it from a different lens.
From a different, from a different filter, from a different place. Yeah, we were tipsy. But I know it does. It feels like we put the headset on and we're like, it doesn't sit quite right. Like, what is this? I don't know how to, we don't know how to act right now.
I was like, we don't know how to act.
So, this episode should be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only been like a couple weeks, but still, it
feels like it's been a month.
See, Sana can't even speak. She doesn't even know how to pod.
I don't even know how to pod anymore. Like, I'm tongue-tied. But it feels like it's been a month.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a very, very long time.
Yeah.
But we're back, gang. So excited to be here.
So excited to be here. I hope you guys are. I'm sure you've been waiting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure everyone has been on the edge of their seats,
Refreshing Spotify every second.
Just being like, where are they? Where are they? Like, I know we've maybe caused quite a stir. In the podcast land.
Yeah.
But hey, listener, we're here.
Don't
Not to worry. Let all your fears be calmed, because we are here and we're here to stay.
We're here to stay for now.
For now.
Summer's here. I don't know what may happen.
I don't know what happens until we get bored or
travel plans.
We move. Yeah. I don't know. Because Sana did just come back from Europe.
I did.
And every time I feel
bonjour.
Every time. Why do I talk like every time? Like we're going to Europe all the time. That's really embarrassing.
But this is my second time.
Yes.
Since the pod.
Since the pod, yes. So it feels like every time. But I feel like anytime, that's a better term. Anytime. See, y'all, this is really embarrassing.
Just turn it off now.
Yeah, just turn it off now. It can only go, I don't know, maybe it can only go uphill from here. Anytime we travel, we're always like, we're going to move there.
Yeah.
And I feel like both of the times that you've gone to Europe, it's like, maybe, should I move here? But I don't know how you feel about this time.
I love France, but I would rather move to Italy than France.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't see me living in France.
I don't see me living the Parisian. I feel like I'm more akin to the Italians.
Yeah.
I feel like that's more in me.
That's
than
more
the
in
Parisian.
me. The Parisians are not as nice.
Yeah.
Or like, they're not as nice in Paris.
Yeah.
And I don't see me living in the south of France. South of France, I vacation there for the summer. But I'm not going to live there full time.
True. Yeah.
Versus Italy, like, I think they're nicer. And I could live in Florence full time.
Yeah. Well, tell the listeners where you went.
All right, listeners, let's give the tea.
Yeah, what was the purpose? What happened?
So we went to celebrate Aisha's 30th birthday.
Friend of the pod,
Aisha. She turned 30.
Happy belated birthday to Aisha.
Big 3-0.
Oh my God.
So in Aisha fashion, we were like, we got to go travel.
Yes.
So we started off in the south of France.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. We went to Nice, a little pop over to Monaco. Then we went to Cannes and then Saint-Tropez. Headed up to Paris, flew back home, and we partied a lot.
A little French getaway.
A French getaway.
Yes. Your Instagram tired me out, man.
My mom was like, you should have just gone to Vegas. All you're doing is partying. I'm like, Anita, where's the beach? Where's the ocean? Where's the European? It was so funny. He was like, Vegas is like, what did he say? He was like, it's like trashy, slutty vibes or something like that. And he's like, South of France is like classy, trashy vibes. Like, he literally said something like that. Vegas is like slutty, trashy vibes versus...
Like Vegas is like trashy, slutty vibes. Yeah. And then the South of France is like classy, slutty vibes.
He said something along those lines. It was so funny.
You know what the difference is? Las Vegas is hooker. South of France is escort.
Yeah. I guess that's the best way to put it.
That's the best way to put it, you know? Like an escort, like for governors or athletes,
I'm sorry,
know?
South of France is money.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
they're
like Monaco, I have never seen so many Rolls Royces in my life. Back to back. I mean, you'd be lucky if you saw a Toyota.
Oh, no. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know, like, the maids and, like, in the hotels and the people, like, in the service industry. Like, because I don't know what they drive. I don't know if they bust them in or something because you see nothing but luxury cars.
No,
and I have always said,
luxury.
I have always said there's like rich, right? And then there's like maybe like old money, like East Coast wealthy, and then there's like European wealthy, and then there's like Monaco wealth.
Well, apparently Monaco is has the most concentrated wealth.
Yes, because technically they are. I think technically they're a country.
Yeah.
Yes, like they have their own little. Yeah, nobody quote me. I probably sound like an idiot, but they're. It's obviously very,
we're
very
talking about the Monte Carlo area specifically.
Yeah, where the Monte Carlo casino is, and like
specifically that area. When I tell you Rolls Royce after Rolls Royce, like there just be like
Ferrari,
everything.
Rolls,
I mean,
like
the dealerships, everything.
The cheapest, and I know you all, if you're listening, you can't see me, but like in quotation marks, the cheapest car out there is like a Land Rover. Like
no, it's wild.
It's wild.
It was my second time out in the South, but I don't remember it being, I mean, it was like this, but I don't know. I went in April, it was a different time. Now I went in the summer when it was like full-fledged, everybody's out there.
Yeah, because I went in January, and when I had gone, and so there were a ton of people. Yeah. But you just, again, it's a whole different level. I mean, it's so clean. You could like eat off those streets.
Clean.
It's designer boutique after designer boutique.
The dealerships.
The dealerships, the yachts, all the yachts that are there.
Yeah.
At the clubs. I mean, it's just insane. Like it's and then we went, I remember, I mean, probably the same, like just kind of randomly on a weekday, we went into the casino and the minimum play, I think at one of the tables was like 10K or something.
I didn't even look into it.
And well, because I remember I went with Jen and I think Jen asked and they were like 10,000. 10,000, y'all, like, and there were men sitting there playing like on a Tuesday afternoon. And it was like, it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing.
I worked hard to try to find a sugar daddy. You know, I worked real hard. The most I got was free champagne, one free dinner, but nobody was like, "Can I take you to the Chanel store?" That was what I was looking for, but you know, we got some stuff out of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, when we went to Cannes, we celebrated Aisha's birthday at this day party, really famous called La Garette. Right? I'm probably saying it wrong. Yeah. You have to take a boat to get to it.
Fancy.
So yeah, you have to take a boat to get to it. Once you get, literally a few days after we left, Jay-Z and Beyonce and LeBron were there.
Oh my God.
I know.
You could have partied with Beyonce and Jay-Z.
I literally could have.
You missed your opportunity.
Missed my opportunity.
Wow.
So anyways, we get there. Great time. Packed as heck. There's a group of sugar daddies sitting right behind us. And of course, I'm sitting the closest to them. So I just keep like turning around like, hey,
hi, hello.
The champagne glasses just kept flowing.
Yes.
And they were like, for you. And I was like, for
Thank
me.
you so much. Yeah, absolutely. Would you like to include a car or a house or a lifestyle with this? I'm open.
Exactly. I mean, it was so much fun. We had a group of this girl come up to us who was half Asian, half white. Mm-hmm. And she was like, wow, other Asians. Like, where are you guys from? All of that. And they were actually from America. Then we had our own little table, but they invited us.
That's nice.
And then they bought a bottle and brought the Indian flag out for us.
What? Oh, my God.
So even the girls are generous. And they're like, yeah, we're just here on vacation to celebrate her college graduation. We're staying on the yacht. And then we're yachting to Monaco after this.
Oh, we're yachting to Monaco. Just typical Tuesday talk, everyone in the south of France.
Literally.
No, truly. If you have not gone to the south of France, which sounds like a very pretentious thing to say, but highly recommend.
Yeah,
it's insane. It is just the most wild thing in the world.
Literally. And then we went to this restaurant called Le Môme, which is very popular in Cannes. And we were sitting there busy as heck at like 10 something. Like the night, like people go out to dinner at 9 or 10. It's
that's a European thing.
Yeah.
They go out very late. You don't do dinner before 8 o'clock. It's like.
So It was packed. We were sitting next to a guy by himself. Directly, the tables are very close together in Europe.
Yes.
So directly next,
so tight,
next to us is a guy. He's eating by himself. He's ordering food after food,
like plate after plate.
Plate after plate, expensive dishes.
Yeah, nothing's cheap out there.
Yeah, nothing expensive by himself. And then he just we just start sparking conversation somehow, because I think what it was is there was a sugar daddy table in front of us, and they kept looking over, and then they would stand up, and they were so drunk they started dancing really funny. And he was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then fun fact, at that restaurant was Giannini. What's her name?
Giannina from Love is Blind season 1.
Was right across from us.
Yes.
So we could see her direct. We saw her 3 times in Cannes. Yeah. One time I actually partied with her.
Yeah,
but
basically.
But the thing is, when I go anywhere, I act like I don't know who you are.
Of course. Obviously.
I always act like I don't know.
We can't be fangirling.
Yeah.
I mean, not that we would fangirl over Giannina. No shade, Giannina.
Yeah.
But nobody's going to fangirl over that. But yeah,
we'll get to that story.
Yeah.
We'll get to that story in a second. So anyway, we started laughing about the dad. The daddies were dancing, very funny, and he was like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" And the Lion Festival is happening in Cannes, a few days later. So he was out there for that.
Yeah, and
he came early, and he was just sparking conversation. Very nice guy, probably in his late 40s, 50s. Didn't want anything from us. Literally, we had an hour conversation with him. Then he's like, "Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, ladies. The bill's been taken care of." And he left.
Such a classy move.
Such a
baller, classy move.
He didn't even know how we ordered truffle. Everything. We had 2 bottles of wine. And he just.
And you know what? That is such I don't even know.
We were shocked.
Honestly, tell me how you guys felt, because I felt like if that happened to me, if I was in that situation, there would be no other moment that I would feel so feminine. And
I think we were,
you know what I mean?
I think we were so shocked because, usually when guys do this, you think they want something.
Yes.
It was so shocked at how genuine and how he just enjoyed our conversation.
Yes.
And how he's like, it was a pleasure meeting you ladies, he's been taken care of.
See, that's what I'm saying. Just the gentleman aspect of it, that all you guys did was have pleasant conversation. You met someone new. That's all it was. He was literally enjoying your company. Mm-hmm. You both were, your group, him, you guys were enjoying each other's company, having a pleasant evening, just, again, enjoying the summer night.
Yep.
And he is such a gentleman, and Bill's been taken care of.
And he walks away. I was like...
Doesn't say, here's my number, I'm
nothing.
Staying at this hotel or my yacht, I should meet up with you guys tomorrow. Nothing. Just a simple, it was a pleasure meeting you ladies. Men, listen, okay. I'm not saying that you have to pay.
And not everybody has the ability.
And not everyone has the ability.
Yeah, he's on a different tax bracket.
Yes, he's in a different tax bracket, y'all. Again, there's no wealth like European South of France wealth. Yeah. I'm just saying. So no, it's not about paying the bill. It's about, it's a little bit, but it's, no, it was the fact that it was simply a gentleman being a gentleman.
Yeah.
It was him just enjoying people's company, enjoying feminine energy and feminine company. You guys weren't drunk and falling over. It wasn't a club thing. He wasn't, nothing was salacious about it. It was just a gentleman being a gentleman. Men, if you can learn, I'm not talking about the women right now, so nobody come at me. If you can learn how to just be a gentleman and make a woman feel like a woman and feel feminine, you don't even have to pay for the bill. Yeah. That's an extra baller move.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even have to do that. You would just simply be you would stand out just because you act like a gentleman.
Yeah.
That's really, yes, paying for the bill, but because you guys were complete strangers, but still,
we were shocked. So that was great. That was a great experience.
Yeah.
Then we went to this club called Baoli, which I guess Baoli is really popular in Canada. They have them in different countries. And then we were at the same table as
Giannina. She's your best friend. You should kind of know how to pronounce her name.
We didn't hang out that much. We were hanging out at the same table. She introduced herself to me, and then she was with this girl from The Bachelor named Anna. Who we act like we didn't know any of them. I got a very good call. I was looking very cute that night. Okay, you guys see me on the pod, and I wasn't looking as cute, but literally, they were like, "Hey, Giannina, and Anna were like, oh my God, we saw you from the table across, and we thought you were Eva Longoria," and I was like, I was like, okay, I've never gotten that one before.
That's new.
That's new. I don't think I look like her, but I know I was looking very cute that night. So,
I'm not laughing, listener. I'm not laughing because, Sana could never. It's just really funny. That's just like, that's the one that they go for.
It's really
like, you
funny.
think it would be like a Priyanka Chopra.
It was really obvious, funny.
I
don't think I was, my hair was really curly. It was on to the side.
Okay.
I had like a short satin black dress on.
Did you tell them that not all brown people look the same?
Well, they thought I was Hispanic, clearly. So she's Hispanic, right?
Yes.
But it was just, I was like, no one's ever told me to look at it. But it was just
really
funny how
that's a nice compliment. It was
a nice compliment.
Listen, a woman takes any compliment that comes her way.
They were very sweet. She was very sweet. She's really pretty in person.
Yeah.
I remember they were very nice. So that was cool. We met her.
Yeah.
We hung out there for a bit. Then we did our own thing.
Nice.
And then we went to Saint Tropez. Saint Tropez is expensive.
You know,
we went to a place super fun. It's called like La Opera. It is.
Yeah, I've seen that all over TikTok.
It is so fun. It's like a dinner show.
Yeah.
It's like a party. It's like like the waiters are dancing everywhere.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. A bottle of water was 14 euros. And they get you, because you know what they do is they ask you if you want sparkling or still whatever. So they give you the bottle, and you know you have to pay for it. But then once that's finished, they don't even ask you if you want another one. They just keep opening more.
You're like,
our bill was 60 euros in water bottles, and me and Aisha are like, dude, we never asked for these. You guys just kept opening them.
Yeah,
they get you that way.
Yeah, they're sneaky like that.
They are sneaky like that. So
I mean, probably though to most people that are there, 14 euro for bottle, and they're like, meh, like
for water. That's like
that's what? When you know you're in a different tax
$17 here for a bottle of water. But yeah, Saint Tropez was really fun. The day parties are a blast.
Oh, I bet.
Oddly, we saw a lot of couples, which is interesting.
Well, again, I feel like it's not a Vegas. You're not because also I think this is the difference kind of between the US and Europe is Europeans enjoy life at every age, every stage of life. I feel like in the US, we kind of we always have this connotation to basically fun dies after you have children. And then you don't you don't kind of re-enter the world until you're empty nesters. So whereas Europe, that's not it. They really live life and enjoy life at every single age. That's something that
which is nice, but I've never been to a place where at day parties there's so many couples.
See, but that's what I'm saying is that
interesting.
Because a Vegas, again, Vegas has a very singles connotation to it. You don't go with you don't really see couples and stuff. Whereas, again, in Europe, it doesn't matter. All the parties and everything, it's just who cares? You just are enjoying life.
It was cool. There was, so that was really fun. We went to Bagatelle. We went to Shalona. It was really nice at Shalona. They just happened to, they were like, they knew we were from America, obviously. I don't know if it was working in our favor that we were the only brown girls there. But he was like, are you guys going to party and drink? And we're like, yeah. He gave us a DJ table.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I was like,
I'll
free.
Take it for free. Fantastic.
We ordered, but it wasn't well, you have to pay this much.
Yeah, it's bottle service or whatever. Yeah.
I was like, they gave us this huge thing for three of us. I was
Love it.
You guys are treating us well out here.
But
it was a really good time. Everybody gorgeous was a staff.
Yes.
All the hot guys were staff. And every hot guy that I thought was attractive had a wife or a girlfriend.
Well, yeah,
I didn't see a lot of
cookie crumbles.
Yeah, a lot of there was people in guy groups, not a lot of them.
Yeah,
but the hottest ones were waiters or with women.
Well, what are you gonna do? You tried.
I tried hard.
I told Sana I would like a souvenir, and the souvenir I would would be for Sugar Daddy to take care of her and me. So
she was like, "I'm counting on you for this trip," and I didn't want to let her down, but I did.
Yeah, you did. Not the first time. It's fine.
But it's a great time. If you guys want to go out to the south of France, do it.
Yeah, no, it honestly is a great time. When I went, I wish we would have spent more time, but. Honestly, highlight of that trip, we were drinking champagne on a rooftop on a Wednesday. It was beautiful, glorious weather, overlooking the most, stunning ocean. I mean, it was just, and we were in Nice, and it was fantastic. It was Gorgina.
Amazing.
Like, yeah. So no, highly recommend.
Oh yeah, I did go to the Champagne region.
Yes, that's
let me quickly,
right.
I know we've been talking about this for a while now. Let me quickly touch on that. I went to. It's like an hour and a half outside of Paris.
Mm-hmm.
It's where there's Epernay and Reims. So where they make Moet Chandon.
Yes.
And
Moet Chandon.
Yeah,
yes.
She can say it. And
it's where the champagne houses are.
Where they're made.
Where they're made. That's where their vineyards are.
There was also, we saw Pierre
Jolet, yeah.
Yeah, that was great. We went there. We had tastings. It was amazing.
Yes.
Epernay is so cool because it's a whole street of it. It's a row. You just walk from champagne house to champagne house.
That is literally, that's got to be like heaven for me because everyone knows I'm a champagne hoe.
I'm a champagne hoe too. I love
champagne.
It was so great. So if you guys are going to Paris, take the train. It's super cheap. Go to the Champagne region.
By the way, though, fun fact, make sure that you look to see if the vineyards are open and the champagne houses are open because when we went in January, our good friend Jen, she is a champagne hoe as well. And so that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to go to Reims and we wanted to go to Moet Chandon or Veuve. And we went in January and we were like, oh shit, it's closed. Like literally they closed it down because, it's winter out there. So
wait till the spring or summer.
So wait till the spring, or, maybe early fall or whatever, but just double check.
We literally got 2 baguettes and croissants before we went on the train. We're like, we're going to have these as we go out through the day.
Yeah. Get your cafe au lait. Well, you don't drink coffee, but whatever.
It was great. I loved it. We spent the whole day there.
And the tastings weren't expensive, were they?
No, they weren't.
See, I mean, you're doing a Moet Chandon or a Veuve tasting at their houses.
And then we did some random ones.
With their cellars and everything. Like, yeah. And what, 30 euro? 40?
I think that we didn't do there wasn't booking available for the Moet tour, but we just did a tasting with 38 euros of 2 glasses. One was a vintage and one was a classic. The vintage was, okay, I've never had a vintage before of Moet. The vintage was so much better. It was a 2015. It was so much better.
Oh, my bad.
And then Veuve, we did the tour, and they just give you 1 glass, also a vintage, and that was like 60 some euros.
Yeah, but I mean, still, like you're in these champagne houses,
it's
like
so
in
cool.
France, like it's such a cool. And I remember when we went and we wanted to go, we were talking to somebody, and they said that even a lot of the restaurants around there will do like pairings. So they'll have kind of maybe like prefix menus with like champagne pairings with it, which amazing, right? Because you're just, I mean, literally
it's
that
great.
would be
we went to a few other ones. They were like for 4 glasses, 28 euros. Like it was not expensive at all.
Oh my God. And to like, that's like the dream, honestly. If you want to talk about like my dream day is, getting croissants and a coffee, a pain au chocolat, and getting on the train, going and getting day drunk off champagne, off of Veuve. Veuve is one of, I'm not a basic bitch that Veuve is my favorite, but it's the Grand Dame Rosé from Veuve that's my favorite. Okay. Getting drunk, taking the train back, and then napping, and then going to stop it.
It was
Stop
great.
it. That's like my dream day.
I'm telling you, it was great. And I also learned, fun fact, and then we're done. We're wrapping this up.
Moet.
Is it Moet or Moet? Moet. Moet, Veuve, and Dom, and 3 others are the same company. They're a company,
all owned.
A company bought. They're all under one umbrella. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Dom and Moet used to be one.
I heard about Veuve and Moet. I knew that one.
Dom Perignon,
but I didn't know that Dom Perignon. Interesting.
Well, they used to Moet. Before all this happened, they also were together.
Wow,
interesting. I didn't know that.
Then wow, I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
but I mean, champagne to champagne.
Yeah. So it was a great time. Book your flight. Let's
slip.
I hope you enjoyed our spiel.
Yeah. If you need tips and tricks,
hit me up.
Hit up Sana because she knows what to do. Italy, Paris, south of France, whatever. No, that's such a cool trip. Honestly, like if you ever have the chance to go to Europe, go do it. Like hardcore, go do it. Like if you got to save for it. Do a Google Flights alert. You never know if you get some random. That's how I ended up going. That's like one of my biggest not claims to fame because Jen found the flight. But like I'm always like that uncle that tells the same story at dinner. I'm like, guess how much my flight was? Round trip, nonstop, and it's just because it's amazing. Yeah. And I know now you all want to know. Round trip, nonstop. It was $420.
Yep.
Granted, I went in January.
Yeah,
but
mine was $1,800.
Yeah. That makes me nervous. But honestly, Europe is insane. And I know everyone says that, but like truly it is such an amazing experience. Like, no matter where you go, honestly, like, it's wild. And you've kind of been all over, to be honest. Like, I've only been to like France and Spain and Italy. I say only like an asshole, but you've been all over quite a few. So no, but yeah. So if you need any tips and tricks,
you know who to call.
You know who to call. Sana. Anyway, all right. Well, now you're back. So life is
boring,
obviously miserable.
Don't want to work.
Yeah, so unmotivating.
Yeah, very unmotivating.
Well, I told you to find us a sugar daddy, and so that's on you. You should take responsibility for that. I do. Yeah. So. How was your weekend now? Compared to coming back from France, what did you get up to?
Very mellow. I did nothing. I did go to a graduation party. That was fun.
Yeah.
And then I went to Lido House Rooftop in Newport.
I've been wanting to go.
If you guys have not been, definitely go.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go. I remember I saw it, I don't know where, it was probably last year, and I was I really want to go.
There was a DJ, it was a vibe. It was, I felt like I was back in the south of France.
Yeah, oh my gosh, where am I? Saint-Tropez, Newport Beach? I don't know. The same. No, which I feel like Orange County needs more places like that. Because you have Bungalow in Huntington and then now in Long Beach, which Sana and I need to go, and we'll report back for you all. But they need more places like that. Like...
Yeah, they were. We'll report back about Bungalow Long Beach. Maybe we'll do a segment of reporting where to find the single men.
Yes,
we might get into that segment.
Maybe we might do like a single men's summer
because
like
Lido House had a lot of men. Some older. I had like a few beer belly men be like, "Come to my party bus." Yeah, and I'm like, dude. You really think I'm going to say yes? You think we are going to say yes?
I think I'm going to go on the geriatric party bus.
But this is an interesting fact, though, because this happens all the time when we go out, and maybe this can weigh into our topic or whatever, but the guys will stare at you nonstop, but the old dudes have the audacity to come up to you.
This is what I'm saying, because the old dudes, they honestly, I feel like they get to a point, and I feel like this is just kind of like in life, they get to a point where there's no shame. Yeah. They don't care. Right? It's like when you see old ladies walk out with like the curls or in their hair and like they just like don't care. Yeah. They have like no shame. I think honestly these older men get to a point where they're like, what the fuck do I care? And they probably know that it's like a long shot. So they're just like, what's the worst that's going to happen? She's going to say no. So it's going to be the same outcome as if I didn't say anything. Whereas the young guys, rightfully so, still care about getting rejected. I know,
but it's like annoying. Like there was a group of guys that they kept staring at us and it's like, okay, then just come up to us,
but
dude.
I'm telling you got to drop the hanky. You got to drop the hanky. This has been going on for centuries. This is not a new concept. You got to drop the hanky.
What is it? Bend and snap?
The bend and snap. You got to do something. That's the thing. You have to, because men are they're not going to be the ones.
I mean, I'm going to need y'all to grow a pair. You know what's attractive? Yeah. You know what's attractive? A guy with confidence.
Okay, true. But you know what, though? I can understand being someone that like has a very hard time with rejection and like self-esteem.
I get that, but I think if a girl's also looking back at you, you kind of have a little bit of okay.
Yeah, but you don't know. That's why they say. That's why like Matthew Hussey's huge on this.
Okay, but you know what? It's fine. But then the medium ugly guys also have the confidence. It's the good looking guys
that not the confidence though. They have nothing to lose.
So what? The good looking guys have a higher shot at it.
No, they think that they're probably more insecure. And not even the confidence. Or they could be just more picky or whatever. But the medium ugly guys, it's kind of one of those things where it's like if you've had rejection your entire life, you're kind of used to it. Like, and I'm not trying to be an asshole. No. Listen, coming from a larger plus size girl, like you just kind of roll with it. Like you kind of just know when things have been the status quo in your life, you're like, and especially with men, like, because that is like men are very insecure.
No,
and that's hard. That's hard to like. I've never gone up to a guy in my life. Actually, no, I have, but I was very drunk, and I get like the confidence of Beyonce sometimes when I'm drunk.
I have many times.
Well, I've only done it like once. And so I can just imagine. But yeah, the medium ugly dudes or whatever, like if they've constantly had rejection, and again, it's also mindset. See,
I don't know if it's like, because my friend that I was with, she's from New York, and she said the New York guys are not like this. She says New York guys, they'll send you a drink from afar, they'll approach you. She's like, I moved to LA, and she's like, they're all
See, but I also wonder, though, with New York dudes, they're very cocky and very arrogant. Like you get like the finance bros out there and they're just so like, oh God, they're such douchebags. So what comes off as like, oh, like that's attractive. They end up being like the biggest douchebags possible. So I in my estimation, I don't feel like approach or anything really matters. You know, I say, listen, give them a smile, drop the hanky, see if they pick it up, and then, you know, you have a meet cute. You have a little like introduction. I think that's just what you have to do with men. You got to give them something.
I mean, I've given up.
But
it's funny. I feel like nowadays people are like working to set me up, and I'm just like,
whatever.
You guys keep working. I'll be here. I'm not working.
I'm not working. I'm not going to work on it. But if you want to,
then
yeah, no. I don't have anyone working for me, and I'm not working it. But I'm also just like, that sounds very exhausting right now. It's not the move for me. It just does. Dating just sounds exhausting.
I know.
It's just,
When I went to the Legree studio today, I was like, I went to Lido House. She was like, oh, did you go on a date? And I was like, no, my life is not that fun.
No, man.
It's fun. Don't worry, my life is fun, but it's not that type of fun.
Not like that type of fun. Not like, I got a date, I got this, I got that.
I don't talk to anybody, so no. If I'm out, I'm usually with friends.
If anything, it's like, don't talk to me.
It's not that juicy.
It's not that juicy.
That's better. It's not that juicy. It's a better way to put it.
Yeah, it's not that saucy. It's not that spicy. No, maybe we will. Maybe we'll do like a little
that would be fun
single men summer series type of thing. You know, we'll go to Lido House. We'll go to Bungalow. I don't know. Maybe we'll try some LA spots. See what's cooking, and we'll maybe do like more of like day stuff. You know, because that's the whole thing right now. People are saying. I see dating experts saying like
the sun is back out.
The sun is back. The sun is out.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see it.
Yeah.
I do not want it hot, but I'm happy to see the sun.
It's perfect right now.
It is perfect right now. It's very nice. So yeah, it's come back. And yeah, so I'd like to see more of the day things because that's, again, like I was saying, dating experts are saying like, you're not going to find your man like at a club. Like that's not where you want to find him. You want to find like, we got to try some golf course situation
golf
too.
Courses. You know, we're going to do a series.
Yeah, we're going to do a series.
We're going to do some
done and done. We're going to put it together.
I know you didn't ask, but you asked.
Yeah. You didn't ask, but you need it.
Yeah.
So you're welcome. Thank us later. But no. Yeah. So today, you know what? We're kind of just like recapping. We're kind of just catching up. You know, I know that we're also kind of trying something a little bit new. Typically, we always have kind of a set topic, and I don't know, we're kind of unstructuring it today. We're still, you know, Sana and I are still finding our groove within the pod. You know, seeing what works, what doesn't. I don't know. I didn't say my weekend. Well, mine wasn't that exciting anyway. Mine was more frustrating than anything, and maybe we'll get into it because I had a very frustrating conversation with Christian. And if you're a new listener, which I doubt, you know all about the saga of Christian, aka the pilot. A very irritating conversation, and maybe we'll get into it.
I had a very irritating listen knowing that he's still around.
Yes.
Because I like to not ask.
Yes.
But I pretend. I assume he's gone.
Yeah. Sana always pretends. Sana assumes that he's gone.
I always assume he's gone, and then when she brings him up, I'm like,
yes. She's always like, why? Why?
I'm very puzzled.
Which is a very fair question.
Yeah.
So anyway, maybe we'll get into it. I know that's not really tea, but anyway, didn't really do much. I went out with Suna. It was her 20-year high school reunion.
Oh, you went to her high school reunion?
Yeah, she was like, will you come with me? She's like, because it could be either like super shitty and lame and I won't know anyone, or like it could be fun and like either way we'll have a good time. So I was like, okay, sure, cool. I went with her. It was in Pasadena. It was fun. We had a great night.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was really fun.
I've always wanted to go to one. I missed mine. It was during COVID.
Well, mine's next year, so you can come with me if you like. But yeah, which made me realize that my 20-year high school reunion is next year. So...
Well,
cool. Tight. Yeah. So that's been great. But yeah, I really didn't do much other than that. And yeah, just kind of easy peasy.
Love it.
But anyway, like I said, we're kind of unstructured today, kind of like no set topic. We're kind of just, I feel like honestly, Sana and I have not talked a ton. Because obviously when she was in Europe, I was letting her try to find us a sugar daddy and make sure that she was focused. She did fail, as we talked about, but whatever. But the biggest thing that was going on, or that has been going on this past week, or while you were gone, whatever, is the whole Titan Ocean Gate Titanic disaster. Mm-hmm. So honestly, like very sad ending, obviously.
Sad ending.
To
thoughts and prayers.
Honestly,
as a mom to lose a husband and a son.
I'm such an asshole. I smiled at that part. I don't know why. You listeners, listen. I
think why it makes it hard because it's why would you do it?
That's the thing.
It's the thing. It was very preventable. And
yes,
I can't speak for them. and I don't know why rich people feel the need to do dumb shit. But I have never in my existence thought, hey, you know, it'd be cool to see the Titanic ruins.
I truly
the wreckage. I have never sat there. I've never sat there and been like, that's a bucket list item.
Same. First of all, I don't fuck with the ocean like that. I don't.
Me either.
I do not fuck with the ocean like that.
I'll jump out of the sky, but I won't go under.
I would rather jump out of the sky.
Which I've done. I'll do that.
I would rather jump out of the, if I had to choose, because no thank you to both. But if I had to choose, gun to my head, skydive over doing like scuba diving even.
I've done that too.
No.
But scuba diving, you go like 30 feet. It's not that bad.
It doesn't matter. I do not fuck with the ocean. I just don't. That is not my place. Of course, I'll go to the beach. I don't have like a fear of water.
It's unknown.
Listen, I respect it. All right. Yeah. She's a cruel mistress. All right. So I respect what the power of water can do.
The second I was still on that remote control, the PlayStation remote control, I'd have been like, I'm out.
What is it, the Logitech control from Amazon?
I was like, that's going to break the second we go down.
And it was like, it's moved with just the joystick. It's like, is that a Sega Genesis controller? Like Atari, ColecoVision. Yeah, no. It's a very sad ending. Like, I don't want it. Again, this is how I deal maybe with things. I start laughing. It was, I think that's what's so sad is it was preventable.
Yeah.
I think that's what everyone is like
I think what everyone's hung up on is it was a stupid idea.
It was a stupid idea. And also it was, it's kind of when I saw someone say like, it's kind of almost like that Darwin theory, right? Survival of the fittest. Like you died by your own hand.
Yeah.
And granted, those passengers weren't the ones, but you trusted your life with this dummy. Like that guy who developed it because he went down with it, like grade A asshole. Like he knew what he was doing. But like there's multiple experts. If he knew what he was
doing, then why would he want a death sentence for himself as well?
No, he knew that it was not safe. Like again,
but I get that. But why would he want to go down?
Pride, arrogance. Because you're just going to sit there. It's like even another one said, like, it was kind of very eerily similar to the Titanic where people are like, this is an unsinkable ship. And Jesus was like, hold my beer, and that's what they said. It was unsinkable. It's unsinkable. It's unsinkable. That's why they didn't have enough lifeboats, right? Because it was just like, oh, you don't really need it. And it's going to crowd the deck space. And like the arrogance will take you down. Pride, arrogance, ego.
Yeah, no, true.
And especially that male arrogance, ego, pride. That was him. He knew it was not safe.
But then, I saw an article today about a dad and son that, like, another rich ass, you have to be rich to be on this, $250K pop.
$250,000. Like, Jesus.
That they were going to go on it. And the son was like, no, I don't think that this submarine or whatever it's called can make it down. It's not safe. It's not it's something, it's not going to be good. I don't want to do it. So they didn't end up doing it. But like.
Which saved his life.
Think about what he's thinking now. But no, it's very sad. I just don't understand. Like you're seeing the Titanic ruins or wreckage, whatever, from a 2x2 window.
Literally taking turns, by the way.
Taking turns. Like
there's like a timer. And it's like, okay, move.
I still wouldn't do it. But if it was like a whole glass bottom.
Yes. If it was like an IMAX screen that I could view this.
Then I would be like, I can understand.
I can see the appeal. I still would never.
I don't care enough to see the boat's wreckage. Like
Absolutely.
To me, that's not like something important to see.
Well, the thing is, it's also just like I've seen enough documentaries.
I've seen the movie a gajillion times.
13 times in the theater when it came out in 1997. Yeah. Shout out. Like, I've seen it enough. I've seen enough documentaries. I've seen enough like, footage or whatever. Also, I don't even know what I would be looking at. Like when there's pictures, like I've seen pictures and it's like, oh, here's where like the stern was. And I'm like, fuck am I looking at? Like, I have no idea.
And I can't imagine looking at it from something that small.
Yes. From like a porthole window. I mean, just,
Like, what is the appeal of seeing from the porthole? But this is a problem with people. Is stop doing things for clout. Stop doing things because, like, that gets you killed. Literally. Because there's people that are like, let me take a picture off of this cliff or whatever, and then they fall off of it.
Yeah.
Stop doing things for clout.
Stop doing stupid shit. No, but like, it was just so, it's just wild to me. I go back to your thing of like, I have never had that desire to go down and see it. Yeah. Why? What is the point? And like, really, even if you had like an obsession and a fascination, like I know James Cameron has gone down there like 33 times. But he was also making this blockbuster movie about it, and he wanted to be inspired or whatever. I think he actually said he wanted to always go see it, so he was going to have a studio pay for it because he wasn't going to pay for it. But he went in a very safe thing. I think he was part of the design, the design crew, he helped design it. It went through multiple safety testings and all this different stuff, which if you look up, because obviously it was all over TikTok about this whole OceanGate thing, that the submarine or submersive thing, whatever you want to call it, was made out of different materials, different metals, which is incredibly unsafe because they all expand and contract at different pressures and temperatures. So that already, then it was supposed to have these things are supposed to have CO2 scrubbers, and this didn't have something that was accurate. It was a mess. It was a whole ass mess. And because I know everyone's kind of all the memes, all the memes that have been out there.
I've never seen a tragic event receive so many
memeable.
So memeable. It's actually kind of sad.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
I sent a few memes to my mom, and my mom got mad at me, and she's like, "Why are you making fun of a sad situation?" I'm like, I understand it's sad. I feel very bad, but the memes are A1.
Listen, the memes, funny is funny. Okay, they're funny. I sent them to Raisa. We were sending each other, and we're both going to hell for this. But I think that's why and everyone's like, oh, is it because they were billionaires? It's funny because they were rich. If they were poor people, then it wouldn't have
Well, there's another issue. Why is it that a situation like this that was self-inflicted, all of that, gets so much media attention, so much rescue efforts, all of that, but there's so much other stuff that happens in the world, and for poor people, it's all right.
But no, that's true because so one of the questions that people brought up is kind of the ethical survivor search. We're using government, oh my gosh, government supplies, I guess, to go and search for private citizens. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of what's the ethics on that? Who's paying for this? Is our tax dollars or whoever was who's funding this? Because my thing is, do you do that same effort to go look for refugee survivors?
They're not
refugees, that are trying to come over and seek shelter and asylum.
Well, isn't there a from somewhere, I forgot where there's a boat where 500 or something people are missing?
So I feel like you sent something to me or something. But so it's are we doing the same rescue efforts? But we'll do it for billionaires who are lost. And I don't know. It doesn't. A life is a life, I guess.
A life is
right?
a life. But I can guarantee you that it wouldn't get the same attention and the same efforts. Mm-hmm. And it's because, granted, they have money. And
it's also just it was a really great question. I was like, I didn't think about that. Wait, who's paying for these rescue efforts? If it's coming from the private, if it's coming from the families and they're funding it, do whatever, right? Yeah, you foot the bill. But if it's from taxpayer dollars and we're utilizing resources, that's it. Government resources, time, energy, money, effort, should we be using it? While it is very sad and a life is a life, they voluntarily went down there, mm-hmm. And again, it's not, I would feel a refugee situation. I'd rather my money go to that if we were funding it. I don't know if we were as far as, U.S. tax dollars, but I would rather it go to finding refugees, people who are trying to seek, again, asylum and safety from, political disaster from their home country versus billionaires who signed up and said, I'll pay you $250,000 to this person. They clearly didn't do their research. You didn't do your research.
They signed a waiver saying they could die.
Yes. And there was someone, I didn't get to fully look into it, but I briefly saw someone who had gone on an expedition in that thing before or something similar or whatever from that company. They were the liability waiver that you sign is insane. It is insane how many documents you're signing and what you're signing away. Did you even read through it? Or were in your own arrogance and pride, you're oh, whatever, I'm signing it. Get me on this thing.
Okay. On that topic, we're switching gears a little bit. Black Mirror just released.
I know. I haven't watched it yet, and I need to.
They released a new season, and there is an episode, and I watched that one episode. It's called Where is Joan? Or Joan is Awful. Joan is Awful.
Is it the first episode?
It's first or second.
Second.
Joan is Awful, and it's about how we sign these terms and conditions.
And we don't read them.
And she signed her rights to them having access to her whole life.
Oh, my God.
And they created a show on every event that happens in her life on the platform. And, it's happening in, real time.
Oh, my God.
So, she was, being like met up with her ex-boyfriend and she's with somebody, and it was on the show. Like, but it's true. We don't read it.
That's why Black Mirror, listeners, if you don't know what Black Mirror is, it's streaming on Netflix, but it is insane because I feel like it's such a window into our society and like how much of a slippery slope we're playing with.
Yeah,
a lot of like social
the other
media
one that was
stuff.
really big to me, which was a few seasons ago or last season, where it's like, what if we were all by our likes?
Yes, the social media one with Bryce Dallas Howard. Yes,
by our rating.
My God,
we would act different.
Yes, we would act different. Like if we weren't pleasant, they could rate us bad, and then we couldn't get up into certain higher tiers of society. We couldn't go to some place because you had to hire, like, because that was the whole premise of being invited to a wedding, and you had to have a certain rating, you know, and it's wild because, and it's not about like, oh, we would get to this point, but like, could we though? And again, it happens slowly, right? It's a slow fade into this stuff. It doesn't all happen at once. And so even Uber, right? Even Uber and Lyft's, like, I'm sure they can see our ratings. And if we don't have a high enough rating, they'll be like, I'm not going to let this person in my car.
100%.
Granted, you can play it off as far as safety or whatever, but the same thing, you could say like, well, I don't want people at my wedding who have this type of rating, who have a lower rating than this, because clearly like maybe they can't handle their alcohol, or I don't want, there's going to be children around and I don't want, you know, this mishigas or whatever. Like, it's wild. Getting back to Ocean Gate, I think, yeah, the memes, those were A+. I'm not gonna lie. They were hilarious. But I think that's the thing, is that it was self-inflicted. I feel really sad for the 19-year-old who didn't get to
the 19-year-old families.
Like, I mean, everyone. Yeah. But it was also just like, you know, like, read the terms and conditions, y'all. Like, read what you're signing. Like, do your research. Like, I don't understand how you pay $250,000 per person and you don't fully do your research. I mean, maybe they did, and maybe they were bamboozled. I don't know. Yeah. But like, why would you not? I mean, if I had that type of money and resources, which money can buy resources, I would have like my own person checking out this vehicle, knowing where I'm going, safe, that I could die. That there is there's a higher percentage. It's not like, oh, like 0.00001%. It's like maybe like 3%, which like that's pretty high, you know. I don't know why you just wouldn't do your research. Why?
I mean, hell, I was supposed to get a wisdom tooth taken out, and they told me there was a 1 in 10 chance that I may lose sensation that's left side of my mouth. And they're like, it's very rare, it'll be permanent, maybe just like 6 months. And I was like, I'm out. I literally left the office.
Yeah, you're like,
or something like that. I was like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah. Well, that's for me. That's why I won't go skydiving. Like, risk versus reward. There's not enough of a reward to me. I'm not going to do it. I just won't. How many skydiving deaths are there a year? Probably not a ton. And maybe again, it's like always like fluke, or it's like 1 in 500, whatever it is. But for me, risk versus reward, I will not do it. I just won't. The thrill is not enough for me. I will figure something else out, you know, to achieve that thrill or whatever. But like, yeah, I'm not.
I mean, I live to tell the tale.
I mean, yeah. But again, skydiving, which is, everyone does it. I mean, a lot of people have done it, you know. But you're going down to the Titanic?
That's the difference. Skydiving, it's been done a lot. This is not something that's
tried
common.
And true, tested, whatever,
this
right?
Is not common.
Again, there is always a liability. There's a liability to anything. I mean, you walk out your front door, you could be struck by lightning. Like, who knows, right?
Yeah.
But the percentages, the likelihood. But like, if you're doing something like this, like, my God, like, why would you not do your research? Why would you not fully investigate this company? And I'm just like, because I guess there's been other things about him. Like, there's been constant like safety issues or whatever, and people have said it's not, the thing that you've created is not safe and blah blah. I don't know. It's just so very tragic, but it's just, I don't know. It's wild. That was a wild situation.
Very wild.
But yeah. So, and then, you know, shifting gears. As you said, we're all over the place. But you know what? That's what's fun about this. Because this came up today that I saw. But actor Jon Hamm got married this past weekend. I think he's so incredibly handsome. I think he's fantastic.
He is handsome.
But this was interesting, though, because for anybody who doesn't know him, he played Don Draper on Mad Men. He's had other parts and stuff, but that's what he's most known for.
If you see his face,
you'll know who he is.
Yeah.
But it's kind of wild. And the reason I bring this up, and I know we don't have like a ton of time, but the reason I bring this up is because he was dating an actress for 18 years from 97 to 2015. 18 years, long time, never got married. He had even said in interviews like, oh, it's not really something that like I need or want, or I don't even know what marriage looks like because like my parents weren't married, or like they divorced when he was 2 years old or something. And I think he's also quoted as saying like, oh, I don't need a piece of paper, like that whole thing. He's like, maybe if I have kids, but that kids isn't something that like I absolutely want. So whatever. Then he met his current wife on the set of the finale of Mad Men back in 2015. Then they actually started dating like 5 years later or something. So 2020, 2021. They just got engaged in February and now they're married in June. And I brought this up to Sana because I was like, it is the taxi cab theory.
I get it, but then I also think, what if it's just the right person? Wrong, like that wasn't the right person. Maybe 18 years, like I was with you, I liked you, but I didn't love you to take that next step with you. I didn't want that. It was good, but it wasn't great.
It wasn't great.
And then what if he met great? What if that relationship was great? Like, I don't know if I fully believe in the taxi cab theory.
I don't know. I see your point.
Because I think each relationship brings out different parts of you. And some, like, even when I think about, like, some are stronger connections than others.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think length of time matters.
You know, that's funny. Because I've said that about, because there's people that, I mean, actually, if you look at some couples even from like World War II, like where they like met on Wednesday, like got married on Friday and he shipped out on Monday, you know, like, and they've been together for 40 something years, 50 something years. And like, granted, you don't know like their, you know, relationship or their marriage or whatever, but like, there are some people that are just like, no, like we met and got married within 6 months of knowing each other. And it was the best decision I've ever made. 100% love of my life. And then you have people who have dated for a while, they lived together, and then they got married, divorced within a year. Like,
yeah. So
does it, you know?
I don't think it like length of time matters, but
also with taxi cab theory though, is that basically it kind of doesn't matter. So the whole taxi cab theory, if no one's knows what it is, we've talked about it before. It comes from Sex and the City, and basically, it's that their light is on. So it's like when they're driving around the city with their light off because they're not ready for marriage, and so they're just like dating, doing whatever. They're kind of just biding their time, and then all of a sudden they wake up one day and they're like, you know what? I'm ready to get married. I'm ready. This is what I want now. And so it kind of doesn't matter who it is. It's just the next passenger they pick up. Like they put their light on and then they're good to go.
I can believe that for certain cases, but then certain cases I also think that like it wasn't the right person. They met somebody else and it worked out.
Yeah. Because I feel like that's what's wild about this is that just like 18 years together, they, you know, obviously like back in 1997, like they looking at their career, like they're trying to get their career going and stuff. So like
to me, that sounds like that wasn't the right person.
See, that's what's interesting is that's why I bring it up, because it's always like, yeah, is it just like, it's almost kind of proves that theory of like when you know, and when it's the right person, time doesn't matter, you know, versus like when it isn't the right person, it doesn't matter how long you're with them. It's just never going to be it. They're never going to choose that.
I think it's that.
Like, or is it, taxi cab, that maybe he wasn't ready during that time or he didn't want it.
But I think there's a certain, like, even though you may not be ready, I feel like there's always exceptions where you may meet someone and that will change your perception.
I agree with that. See, I do agree with that. Because I'm not fully sold on the taxi cab theory. Yeah. I do think that there is some merit to it, but I agree with you. I think that sometimes you could just be kind of going through life and then you meet someone and it completely changes things for you. Cause like I know, like I tell my younger sister Audrey this, like, cause she says she doesn't want kids. And I'm always like, well, maybe you're also just like not in the headspace, like, or mentally, emotionally, physically, you know, that sounds awful to you. And also maybe because you don't have a partner, you know, like you can't imagine it because you don't have like a partner that you can imagine doing that with. So Maybe
I
that's
think it is.
why.
I mean, I have friends like that where it's like, well, I was going to do this with my ex or whatever. And then, or I didn't want this. And then I meet somebody else and I do want that.
Yeah. It just kind of just the person, I guess. Yeah. Because I mean, that kind of, I don't know how she would feel about that. How would you feel like if you found out that after
who left who?
I think
that
it was
does matter.
I don't know. I'd have to look that up. I think it might have been like a mutual breakup. Who knows, right? Who knows what actually happens?
Because that does matter. Tell. Like, what if she left?
Yeah. But maybe she left because it was like shit or get off the pot, and he was like, no thanks. And
I don't know if I would be that mad since it's been like 7 years.
Yeah.
I think if it happened like the next year, I'd be like,
what the fuck? Yeah.
But like this many years later, 8 years actually. It's been 8 years. I don't think I would.
Yeah. Because maybe maybe he went through therapy.
I mean, 8 years is a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I could maybe believe in the taxi cab theory if it happened like the year later. Then I'm like,
You know what? I think that is actually a really good point. And I don't think we've ever talked about that with the taxi cab theory. Is it depends on how quickly.
I think the quickly matters.
Because I think that this was, 5 years later he reconnects with this person or whatever. So like clearly, and I don't know if he's dated, and I'm not like, I'm not all about his life. I don't know anything. I just think he's so handsome. But I mean, who knows? Maybe he wasn't a serial killer. Maybe he actually was like, you know what? I want to work on myself. I went to therapy. I kind of learned some things about myself, and now I actually feel like emotionally ready to do this. Or, I still stand by it. Marriage wasn't the right time, and now it is the right time. Or whatever. I don't know, because he's also like in his 50s, I think.
I'm gonna look at George Clooney.
Yeah, very true. He was kind of a serial dater. I don't know about serial dater. I don't know what defines serial dater, but like he was, had all these young girls on his arm, and he's kind of had the girlfriend, and then all of a sudden he meets, what's her name?
Amal. But I mean, she's a catch.
Oh, see, but I also think that one is 100% was not the right person. He was waiting for like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And that woman is a 10 out of 10.
In all aspects. She's not just beautiful.
She's beautiful.
She's smart.
Actually, I really don't even think she's actually that pretty, to be honest. She's attractive.
She's elegant.
She's elegant, classy. She's smart as hell. She actually has like a legitimate career that is like value added to humanity. So like clearly a hard worker, dedicated to, what she's doing. Great style. I really like her style. Probably has her own independent
she's someone
wealth
that
and
you'd
money.
Want to be like, that's my woman.
Yes. And I think that's what he was waiting for. Yeah. He was having fun, but that's what he was waiting for.
Yeah. So I think I don't know. Every situation is different, but I don't fully believe in the taxi cab theory. I think it's right person.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, again, I think it's length of time. If you were, because I know people have had that, right? Where they're like dating somebody for 3 years, and they knew, like a woman's dating a man for 3 years, and this guy knows that she wants to get married and he's not doing it for whatever reason. And so she says, you know what, forget it. I'm done. I'm not going to, we want different things. And then 6 months later, he is dating somebody. And then another 6 months later, so basically a year, he's engaged. That's when it's like,
or maybe maybe he met somebody that.
Again, maybe.
I think that person plays a role a bit.
Yeah, but I think that's what sucks though. And maybe that's why women maybe tell themselves taxi cab theory.
To make them feel better.
To make themselves feel better.
I think that's what the taxi cab theory is. 100% to make themselves feel better, because I just think these guys meet someone they connect with better. Yeah. Or the girl, whoever. It doesn't have to be a male, even the female.
Yeah, well, and sometimes it's just like, you weren't the one.
Yeah.
Like, that's just it. You weren't the one. Like, it sucks, and it always sucks not to be chosen. Like, it always does.
Yeah.
In whatever capacity, it always does. But that's the hard part, is recognizing that this, and because this is something that I've learned in therapy, that you were trying so hard to get someone to love you.
Yeah.
And you could do nothing.
It wasn't going to happen.
It wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's the shitty part. And then that's maybe why people use, or women use, taxi cab theory, is because the truth of it all is that you were fighting to get someone to love you.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter what you did, you still weren't chosen.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't think it would have mattered if he was suddenly ready 6 months from now, but still with the same person. Like, it would have just never happened.
Yeah. Like,
because I kind of believe, I've seen videos where it's like, well, if he's been with you for X amount of years and he hasn't done it yet, he's not going to.
Yeah.
I do believe that.
I believe in that. I firmly
if you're in
believe
our 20s, different.
Yes.
But if we're older at an age
if you're older where things are pretty much established, you
Yeah.
know what you're doing in your career. And again, men compartmentalize, men work off of a blueprint. They can't bounce around like how women do. So I can understand that if 20s you're trying to like figure it out, but you still like maybe want to date or whatever, you're just living life. That makes sense. But like once you get into your 30s, you
or
know,
late
like
20s
past
or
like
whatever.
33, you know, like you should pretty much have like a decent, you know, schedule and figured out your life to the most part. I'm not saying everything, but like career is at least there, you know, job is at least there, like living situation, like what you kind of want to go for and achieve and what you're kind of looking for in your life. That should all be there. And if it's not happening with you, like I think that's the ultimate. He's just not that into you.
Yep.
Like it's just not going to happen no matter what you do. But
I hate to leave it on that note.
Yeah. Hate to leave it on a downer, everyone. But
I know we went in a lot of directions.
But you know what? This is what we're going to try. You know, we're still going to have topics, but you know, we might just have some of these, you know, conversational episodes where we just kind of, you know, it reminds me of Princess Diaries. She's like, welcome to Shut Up and Listen.
Yeah.
But we'll have Shut Up and Listen episodes. That's
literally what it is.
Shut up and listen. But yeah, well, happy to be back, gang.
Yeah.
We missed you all.
We did.
We missed all 5 of you. And, you know, I know you missed us, you know.
Send gifts.
Yeah, send gifts, send flowers.
Welcome back gifts.
Welcome back. Welcome back jewelry is always appreciated.
Yes.
Welcome back handbag, you know, whichever. We'll send out an Amazon wish list. The link we'll provide
on the episode.
On the episode. But no, we are happy to be back in the studio. We did miss this. It really did feel like an eternity.
Yeah.
But so yay, welcome back episode, and we will catch you all next week.
Yes.
Bye.
Have a great week. Bye.